name's Michelle Vos, and I hope you've had a chance to peruse around the EP website and get a feel for what we do and what we're all about. This is a little section that I'd like to share with you about how the EP movement came about. I'm actually an interior designer, among other things I guess now, but I've been an interior designer for quite some time. I've had my own business. And back in fall of 2008, when the election was happening and the sky was falling in the housing market, when people were losing their homes and jobs, and it was a very, very, very scary time. Unfortunately, many of those people are still in that space. But it was a scary time for me too. I do have the support of my husband as far as our mortgage payment and things like that, but I have my own business, and being an interior designer, with other people losing their jobs and whatnot, my services became very low on the priority list for people. So during that time, I have to share that I panicked for a while. I don't know, maybe a week or two. My recollection on that might be skewed. I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure what I was going to do, if I was going to have to go work at Starbucks or what. And that's a bad thing, but you know, it's where I was at. So I panicked for a bit. Very emotional, very scared. And the first thing I realized is I have tools, I have skills. I've learned a lot in my life. I have a very diverse background. And what I've learned is that when I'm in fear, the best thing for me to do is to get quiet and to actually sit with that and get in touch with the truth of actually what's happening. Because fear is really ego-based, and it's also other people's energy based as well. It's a lot of what was happening in our economy and everything else. The entire collective consciousness was in freak out mode. So it was very normal that I too was freaking out. So I stopped. I turned off the television, which meant turning off the news. Highly recommend it. And I started to write, and I just sat down and I got very quiet and I just started to write, and I asked the question, what do I need to be doing now? And the answer was 3 pages long, and it was very surprising. The answer was hold a symposium. Basically hold an event where we have like-minded people come together, different speakers could come in and talk about, you know, everything that's kind of happening, and really taking the initiative to gather people together, because I knew in my heart that I was not alone in this, but I was experiencing it alone, and that's not always beneficial. So I followed it. And let me preface the fact that I have never, up to that point, had never put on an event. I had never spoken public, more than maybe a networking group of 20 people. Never even up until that point planned my own wedding. I had never put on an organized event with speakers and breakout sessions and registration and websites and public speaking, and I emceed the whole thing. And you know what? I didn't let it stop me. I took one step at a time, and I asked for help. I got in touch with people that I knew, that I just asked them questions, and people were just more than gracious and open-hearted about helping me with the things that I didn't know about and encouraging me in the areas that I did actually have some confidence with. And one of the areas was I create space. I'm an interior designer. I create space for a living. And it was just one more way to do that. And once I tapped into, you know what, I actually do have some talent around this, that I can do this. I did it. And it was amazing. And people's lives were changed, and my life was being changed. Yeah, I stutter because I can't even tell you how amazing that was for me. And it was the coolest experience because, and I can get choked up every time I say this. During the first event, I had somebody come up and say to me, wow, don't you feel just great that you did this? That you know, look what you did. And looking around, and I looked around and seeing all the people and just how it felt, the energy of the room. I just, in the most honest way, I said, you know what? I'm not actually proud I did it. I'm really proud I didn't talk myself out of it. And I think that was the launching point for me and for so many other people, is that message, is that we can always be reinventing things. We can always be trying something different if we know that it comes from a place of truth and integrity for us. And that's what it was for me. And it would, a million times I could have stopped and said, I do not know how to do this. I'm not trained in this. I've never done it before. I could have done that, but I didn't. I just took one step at a time and I kept going. So at the time, it was a one-time event, had no intention of doing it again. Should have known that the way my life works, with the synchronicity, coincidences, divine timing, you name it, when you open up, everything opens up. And I cannot stress that enough. Possibilities, when you tap into possibility, the energy of possibility, everything opens up and it's amazing. And that's exactly what happened to me. And I won't go through the whole thing because I'm trying to keep this little video short. But there's a lot. There's a lot that's happened. And today is December 2nd, 2010, so it's almost January 2011. I've started a new company, and it's amazing because it's in complete alignment with what I believe in about creating space, and it's a new way of doing. Because if I wasn't willing at that time to do something differently, none of this would have happened. And it's just been a beautiful experience for me. So that's a little bit about how the EP movement got started. So I rambled a bit. I hope you enjoyed it. I like talking about it. It's a passion of mine. Hopefully that comes across. And again, enjoy yourself. My name is Michelle Vos, and I look forward to working with you in some way, in some fashion, and empower the possibilities of your life. Thank you.